What do you mean fashion?
Yeah, I mean fervent.
I mean awesome.
I mean sensational.
I mean hanker.
I mean idol.
I mean owners.
The new age is coming back.
Yeah, I finally know the reason why people around the world have been crazy about it.
This is it, the apocalypse.
It's awesome.
We are radioactive.
Radioactive.
We
We are radio of fashion.
Sì ai sogni. Sì alla libertà. Sì alla vita. Sì al silenzio. Sì alla seduzione. Sì all'emozione. Sì alla follia. Sì all'amore. Sì a un nuovo inizio. Sì alla serenità. Sì alla forza. Sì a noi due. Sì a me stessa. Sì, il nuovo profumo Giorgio Armani.
Does the advertisement excite you, girls? Well, welcome back to our fashion facts, and this is Echo. Well, as you know, luxury has always been a dream for girls, especially when it comes to great brands like Armani and Chanel. So today we're going to talk about the story of Coco Chanel. Coco Chanel was a French fashion designer and founder of the Chanel brand. Chanel was credited with liberating women from the constraints of the corseted silhouette and popularizing the acceptance of a sportive, casual chic as the feminine standard in the post-World War I era. A prolific fashion creator, Chanel's influence extended beyond couture clothing. Her design aesthetic was realized in jewelry, handbags, and fragrance. Her signature scent, Chanel No. 5, has become an iconic product. She's the only fashion designer listed on Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people in the 20th century. Chanel was known for her lifelong determination, ambition, and energy which she applied to her professional and social life. She achieved both success as a businesswoman and a social prominence thanks to the connections she made through her work. These included many artists and craftspeople to whom she became a patron. However, Chanel's life choices generated controversy, particularly her behavior during the German occupation of France in the World War II. Having learned the art of sewing for 6 years, Chanel was able to find employment as a seamstress. When not plying her needle, she sang in a cabaret frequented by cavalry officers. Chanel made her stage debut singing at a cafe corner in a Moulins pavilion, Lac Dawn. She was among other girls dubbed posthuses. Performer who entertained the crowd between star turns. The money earned was what they managed to accumulate when the plate was passed among the audience in appreciation of their performance. It was at this time that Gabrielle acquired the name Coco, possibly based on 2 popular songs with which she became identified. Or it was an allusion to the French word for capped women. As cafe entertainer, Chanel radiated a juvenile allure that tantalized the military habitué of the cabaret.
Every love begins with a lot of hope. Every love begins encased in gold. Oh, you never fear what you never know will be. And I remember times when you took my hand. You might as well have taken my every breath. Never felt a moment of regret till now. 'Cause I don't wanna say.
The year 1906 found Chanel in the spa resort town of Vichy. Vichy boasted a profusion of concert halls, theaters, and cafes where Chanel hoped to find success as a performer. Chanel's youth and physical charms impressed those for whom she auditioned, but her singing voice was marginal and she failed to find stage work. Obliged to find employment, she took work at the Grand Grill. When the Vichy season ended, Chanel returned to Moulins. In a formal haunt La Redonde, she now realized that a serious stage career was not in her future. It was at Moulins that Chanel met the young French ex-cavalry officer and the wealthy textile heir. At the age of 23, Chanel became Belsen's mistress. For the next 3 years, she lived with him in an area known for its wooded equestrian paths and the hunting life. It was a lifestyle of self-indulgence. Belsen's wealth and leisure, allowing the cultivation of a social set who reveled in partying and the gratification of human appetites with all the implied accompanying decadence. Belsen lavished Chanel with the beauties of the rich life, diamonds, dresses, and pearls. In the book The Legend and the Life of Coco Chanel, it suggests that the fashion designer's nephew, supposedly the only child of her sister Julia Berth, who had committed suicide, was actually Chanel's child by Belsen.
I don't wanna say what I'm gonna say. I don't wanna say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. No, I don't wanna say what I'm gonna say. I don't wanna say what I'm gonna say. No, I don't wanna say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it.
In 1908, Chanel began an affair with one of Belsen's friends, Capel. In later years, Chanel reminisced of this time in her life. Two gentlemen were out bidding for my hot little body. Capel, a wealthy member of the English upper class, installed Chanel in an apartment in Paris and financed Chanel's first shops. It is said that Capel's own sartorial style influenced the conception of the Chanel look. The bottle design for Chanel No. 5 had two probable origins, both attributable to the sophisticated design sensibilities of Capel. It is believed Chanel adapted the rectangular bevel lines of the Charvet toiletry bottles he carried in his leather traveling case. Or it was the design of the whiskey decanter Capel used, and Chanel so admired that she wished to reproduce it in an exquisite, expensive, dedicated glass. The couple spent time together at a fashionable resort, but he was never faithful to Chanel. The affair lasted 9 years, but even after Capel married an English aristocrat, he did not completely break off with Chanel.
To be indifferent, ask you how have you been, but something about you gets under my skin. Oh, why can't I stop this pen? Why can't I stop this pen? The writing's done. Now I made you something special, nothing
His death in a car accident in late 1919 was the single most devastating event in Chanel's life. She commissioned the placement of a roadside memorial at the site of the accident, which she visited in later years to lay flowers in remembrance. 25 years after the event, Chanel, then residing in Switzerland, confided to a friend, "His death was a terrible blow to me. In losing Cable, I lost everything. What followed was not a life of happiness, I have to say."
And I wrote a song for you, sang it every day, but I don't sing it anymore. Oh, why can't I stop this pen? Why can't I stop this pen? The writing is done. Oh, why can't I stop this pen? Why can't I stop this pen? The writing is done.
In 1918, Chanel was able to acquire the entire building at 31 Rue Cambon, situated in one of the most fashionable districts of Paris. In 1921, she opened what may be considered an early incarnation of the fashion boutique, featuring clothing, hats, and accessories later expanded to offer jewelry and fragrance. By 1927, Chanel owned an expanse of 5 properties on the Rue Cambon, encompassing buildings numbered 23 through 31. In 1954, Chanel returned to France and determined to start over. The clothing she made was simple and in soon provocative fashion among the girls in Paris. In 1971, she died in a hotel of Paris when she was 88 years old. Chanel's design lab in Paris is now under management and still the top lab in the fashion field.
We love the most. Untangle our hands, unravel ourselves and let go. Can we just give up the ghost? Hold on, 'cause what's said is said and what's done's done. Oblivious clocks on the walls run, 'cause time doesn't owe us a thing.
Chanel's whole life can be equaled as a legend, and that's why her story was adapted to theaters or films for so many times. People have credited her a lot. In Lisa Shani, Chanel is not an angel and not also a spy. There are many designers in the world, and among whom are richer, but none of them are like her, who can change the era of her time. She was also been looked down as a celebrity who designed dress, jewelry, and handbags, who has also a undecent personal life. That's how she was often described, but this can't describe how she made this, how she was so spectacular and so predominant. Chanel was strict with everyone, and she has no friend that she can believe in. But no one has ever like her to build a business empire. She invented a new way of female clothing, and she invented the legend of a business empire. In her 30s, Chanel has already become the richest woman in France. More importantly, she earned it by her effort. Chanel didn't get married till the end. She pursued freedom but loved man. She's strong but feminine. She created a fashion empire but also pursued the life she wants. She's like an idol of the modern women. Happiness is in your hand, and you're an independent, tough, sensitive woman. And that's what Chanel wants to tell to women all over the world. So that's all for today's fashion facts. See you next time. I'm Echo. Bye.
Unravel ourselves and let go. other gold.